Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest here with me today. He goes by many names. He is your DJ's favorite DJ.
Used to be.
One of the scratch mechanics. I have the one and only.
Oh my God, he is DJ B.
DJ B in the house. Yeah, I learned that from you, man.
I know. I see what you did there. You know what I did with that drop? You know where that drop came from?
Hold on, we ain't finished. Is DMC DJ B DJ in a place to be?
So it's the song "Here We Go."
Okay.
Run DMC, live from the Funhouse, 1983. When Jam Master Jay died, I was like, I gotta do this mixtape. And so I was trying to figure out an intro. So my favorite song, and there's a whole story on why it's my favorite song we won't get into, but is "Here We Go." So
Okay.
It starts off 1, 2, 3, in the place to be, as it's plain to see.
All right.
He is DJ Run. So I'm like, oh, I took the Run out, put the B in. So because that's like one of my favorite Run DMC songs, I constantly use it after I made that mixtape.
Classic. So for all people who don't know, you are from Philly.
Mhm.
What is in the water in Philly, man?
Why somebody else said that earlier this week. Why you say that?
It's so many. All right, so I've told you this before. My 3 favorite DJs come from Philly. Cash Money, Jazzy Jeff, and you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be in that presence. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank you.
And all of y'all, I mean, you're different, but you do have a similar style.
I think in Philly, so we're the second city handed down, or as far as getting exposed to hip hop outside of Jersey. So outside of the tri-state area,
right?
Came to Philly, but we was always doing block parties. We was always doing that. So when cats was hitting the breaks, we know the songs of the breaks, and we groove to the songs and then rock with the break. You know what I'm saying? So it's more like a soulful. We got a soulful style to the way we play. I think my personal style is a combination of everybody I like, crafting it into my own, just trying to be my own person. You know what I mean? But Jeff and Cash, man, they're my favorites too. They're in my top 10, and it really in my top 5 too. You know what I'm saying? Just like an MC list, it'll fluctuate. If I listen to Cash, right, I'm like, wow, Cash got Jeff. And if I listen to Jeff, wow, Jeff got Cash. If I listen to Midnight Marauders, I was like, wow, that's better than Low End Theory. If I listen to Low End Theory, I was like, oh man, I think Low End Theory is better than Midnight Marauders. So it depends on the mood. It fluctuates as far as that, but I appreciate that. Philly is known for 2 things: cheesesteaks and ill DJs.
All right. I still haven't made up my mind between Pat's and Geno's yet.
You gotta go to the hood. You can't really, I mean, they're cool, but I don't even go out there. Like, those are that's the touristy spots. So if you go to a touristy spot, it's super packed. So they making them boom, boom, boom. It's like, you know what I mean? They making them real quick. You gotta go. Yeah, you gotta go to the corner store joints, man.
So
like
DJ B is in Philly getting his Philly cheesesteak. Where does he get it from?
I ain't going to the hood no more. You crazy? I got BA tags. The spot that I used to go to uptown, the Squallies, is not there no more. And my wife likes Escobables. I'm more of a guy if I gotta go out that way or South Street, but I don't really have a favorite spot anymore. I've been in VA so long, so when I go, I just want to get a steak. So I just head into any spot wherever I'm near. I don't have no destination for real.
All right, so let me flip it on you. When you're in Virginia, who makes your favorite cheesesteak?
It used to be Tidewater Drive. But there's a spot that there's 2 spots on Granby Street now. I haven't been to the newest spot, but the one that's near my store is called Philadelphia Hoagie Factory. Is on Granby between, I think, 27th and 28th.
Okay.
That's my go-to spot. Like, I go in and they know what I want. That make me feel like I'm at home, and they make it right.
Right.
Because I don't eat beef, so I eat chicken Philly. So it's like, boom, they get me right. So yeah, shout outs to them.
All right. So what got you in the DJing game and how old were you?
I've always taped off the radio. What's wild is I never thought I'd be a DJ. What also was wild thinking about it, when I was in high school, one of my hustles was, because I had all the music, I had everybody's tapes. So I would get people to write a list down, which I put all your favorite songs on one tape. I wasn't DJing, I was just basically dubbing. You know what I mean? Okay. And I had the Ill Pause tape game going on, and I also was making $10 a tape. I wasn't a DJ, but I was just making people's tapes. So every hip hop movie I seen, what gravitated me from Wild Styles to DJ, from B Street was the DJ. And my aunt started messing with this dude, who was my uncle now. They're married. So his first cousin was on the radio.
Okay.
His name is Bruiser. And when I found that out, that was his cousin, I was like, oh, he said, I'll take you over there one day. I was like, all right. So we get in the car, we drive 6 blocks around from my grandma's house. And I was like, yo, he live over here? So we go in there, he introduced me, he made me a tape while we was there, and I was just fascinated over everything. I was like, yo, boom, boom. So I kept going over there. Make me a tape. And there's one particular Master A song called Go Where I Send Thee. He had it because I guess, DJs, you know how DJs have stuff that you can't buy? Right. It was a B-side, right? It was a B-side to either Me and the Biz or Letter to the Better, whatever song. And I was like, yo, put that on my tape. So he started getting into real estate real heavy. And I was like, yo, I want you to make me a tape. I was going somewhere. He was like, look, I don't have the time right now, but look. He DJ'd with the 2 turntables on one side, mixer on one side. So he took the mixer, put it in the middle, showed me what to do. Make your own tape. You know where the record's at. And he just started doing it on his own. I was like, I never got off them joints. Matter of fact, he had to stop me from coming over because I was always going over there.
Right.
So shout outs to Bruiser. He the one that got me really into it. So that's what it was.
What was your first set of, and everybody had the techniques, but before you could get your techniques, what was your first kit like?
I had the realistic mixer that was hand me down. Then I had a Pioneer mixer, which I still have. Is it in here? It's in here somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but it's in here. But I had that, and I had I had one Pioneer turntable with no pitch, and I had a BSR turntable with some knobs on it. So I moved to Virginia. I moved to Richmond, and I started working at Circuit City, and I worked in a warehouse, right? And on the floor in the audio department, they had, this is like 90, early 90, mid 90s, 94, 93.
Rest in peace to Circuit City.
Rest in peace to Circuit City. Rest in peace, Circuit City. Because we made some money in Circuit City. The statute of limitations is over, right? We made some money in Circuit City. I worked in the warehouse. We made some money.
Right.
So on the floor in the audio department, now remember how Circuit City was set up? It was like Best Buy. And look, while I was there, it was rumors of Best Buy coming in, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm not saying Best Buy anymore, because if I say it one more time, they owe you money. Right. Because we're like big. So you had your audio department, your video department with the TVs, you had your appliance, you had car stereo and mobile phones when they was first coming out. So they had this Technique 1200s on the floor. Right. Like one. Right. And I was like, we got those? And the guy looked it up, and he was real cool. He's like, yeah, they're in the warehouse. So if you're from VA, you know what King's Dominion is. So Circuit City warehouse was in Doswell, where King's Dominion is at. Okay. So he looked it up. He said, yeah, it's 5 in stock. So Circuit City, you get the ill discount, like you get it at cost. The cost was $153. Okay. It was on the floor selling for $499. Wow. So with Circuit City, you can put down $50 on anything. It could be a refrigerator. If you put $50 down, you can special order it if it's not in stock.
Right.
So I put down $100, ordered 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bought 153.
Right.
I walked out with 2. So I had 2 new 12-inch, new Technique 1200s. So that, you know what I mean? That's when I got my first pair, man.
Nice.
And now I got 9.
Wow. So do you primarily still mix on 1200s?
Only.
Okay.
Only. I can use anything else, I'm sure. I haven't tried. I did CDJs before a couple of times. Never used a controller. I used a pair of something. There was a club on Granby Street. Can't remember the name of it, but they had and I was just a guest DJ, so I used them. And they sucked. Mm-hmm. Whatever they were. So yeah, only 1200s for me, man. That's just, that's my preference.
So when you DJ out, you primarily bring your own equipment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unless, of course we're inside. When we was outside and before I stopped traveling to DJ, before I got to the store, it's, you rider, you know what I'm saying? So I'm DJ, they know what I need. You know what I mean? It would be somebody 1200s, whether it's they go rent them or if it's a DJ's bringing me into the city that they know I'm gonna rock on the 1200s. So yeah. So even when I didn't have to, take it if I had to go far. Nah.
Mm-hmm. One of your things I love is your different DJs are known for different things, and your scratch game is ridiculous. It's bananas. How long did you practice, and how long do you currently practice? Because I know there's times where you used to post your practice sessions. How often do you practice to maintain?
Well, I'm on every day, so that's kind of like my practice now. But sometimes if I'm sitting and I remember to charge the batteries up for my portable, I sit there and like I cut the commercials, I cut the whatever's on, the music that's playing in the background. Or it's a movie, if I'm watching a movie, I know from beginning to end. Like if I'm watching Scarface, I know that I can cut what he's saying. But as far as the same rhythm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever he's saying, the dialogue, I can cut to that. I want to do that more, but I'm on I'm on Fresh Radio every day. I'm on iHeartRadio, 2 stations, 6 days a week. So in between, but when I'm on, that's me practicing too. And with scratching, you got to think about it like this. The first main thing about a DJ is you got to be able to mix. If you can't put 2 songs together, you horrible. Right. Scratching is just basically icing on the cake, candles on the cake, jimmies on the cake, sprinkles, whatever. Because the main thing is mixing. You can't have a cake. You can't scratch. You ain't got no cake. Right. You got to know how to mix first. You know what I mean? So that's really the main thing. Mixing is the main thing, and just scratching is just basically, just accenting. I can't even say the word right now. Just adding, insinuating. It's not even extenuating. Whatever word you just said. And look, but today the record it's grammar day today too, and I'm just messing all up. It's just it's just giving something extra to it, but you got to think like, and I get this from what Bruiser told me, and also just doing radio for half of my life, which DJ Philly just reminded me I've been DJing for half my life on the radio. When you DJ, people want to hear their favorite songs, correct? Like, and especially sing their songs. So you don't really want to mess with their words, cut with their words too much. So you really got to do everything in between that. Well, not even in between, before or after.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
So I know that you do have a relationship with Red Alert, the godfather of hip hop. How did that come about?
Red Alert is the coolest legend. The godfather of hip hop is Bambaataa, and the father is Kool Herc. Okay. But I say that because Bambaataa put Jazzy J on, who is I'm sorry, not Jazzy J.
Flash?
Islam. It's Red Alerts. They are related.
Okay.
The name. I'm sorry. It just escapes me right now. It's been a long day. But that man. Quick story. I'll tell you how that happened. So Red Alert. Red Alert graduated from Hampton
University?
Well, it was probably Institute then.
No, I didn't.
He went to Hampton.
Okay.
He went to Hampton. But he was here for something, and the guy that got me on radio here, Mick Benzo, is one of the founding members of the Zulu Nation, so he knows everybody. Oh. So when he was in town, he got Red to come to my show when I was doing Needle to the Groove. So when he came in, he sat down, and I was like, "We're going to give me a few. We're going to go on." So he watching me DJ, and I'm, this is 99, I think. Mm-hmm. So it's records, but he's noticing I got OG copies. He's like, "Yo, you playing OG? You got these, woo, woo, woo." So interview go well. How I got the Beezus drop, and the Beezus drop is this. How I got that was he read the liners for me, and Cool DJ Law named me Beezus.
Okay.
I was filling in. Well, Big B was out. I was filling in. Rest in peace, Law. Yeah, rest in peace, Cool DJ Law. And I was cutting so fast. He was like, "Jesus." And he was like, "Nah, Beezus." So that name stuck. So when Red Alert read it as the way he does this, but he said, I was like, I gotta use that. I gotta use that. So a couple of years later, we're at this DJ convention in Puerto Rico. And we're around a bunch of people. And Red was like, "Yo, hold on. This guy right here, he got OG records. Like, this guy got records, right?" And just having him say that, trying to, hearing all this new music from him, from tapes I was getting from my cousin, or going to my other grandma's house just so I could try to get 98.7 Kiss. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just trying to, sometimes you get it, sometimes you wouldn't get it in Philly, just depending on where you was at. Mm-hmm. So, I was having a birthday party. My wife said, "What DJ you want to bring down?" Red Alert. I called Mick Benzo. Mick hooked me up with Red. Red was like, "Yeah, let's do it." He said, "It's Be Alert."
Nice.
So, he came up with it. He came up with Be Alert. So just to have, and we sit and talk. We text a lot. We talk a lot. I could call on him, he could call on me, and just to have somebody, and he is the coolest legend, but outside of that, like, we're great friends. And what he told me is like, he appreciate what I do, like, just preserving
the art.
Preserving the art, because it's easy to get caught up in this game and just, you can get a lot of money from this game, you could do this. What I do is not the most financial thing, because I'm trying to preserve something, and everybody's not into that. Mm-hmm. Everybody's into the new wave, and they go to the next wave, Well, my wave is this, everything from mid 70s is in hip hop and music up to, early 2000s. And I want to preserve that, because if I don't do my small percentage and like others doing, it will go away, and it will be just this thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I don't want that to happen. So, and for Red to tell me that he sees it, he appreciates it, whatever I need from him, just holler at him. It means the world to me. Word up.
So how many records do you own?
I don't know. I can't put a number on it. You out? All right. I can't put a number on it. I have a lot less than I used to have, but I also have a record store now.
Right.
So you want me to say my personal records? I in my storage, I probably still have about 5,000 records, but probably close to 5,000 and 10,000.
Okay.
I got 5 to 10, between 5 and 10, but probably closer to 5. If I add the record store stuff that we got in another storage, I probably got over 10.
So can you put your hands on any record in your collection?
No, because the stuff that's here where I'm at now, I'm in my studio I'm in the Fresh Radio Studios inside of Freshtopia. No, this is the stuff that was in my house. The stuff that I would use the DJ at the clubs or in my storage unit and extras and other stuff in the storage unit. But name a record, maybe I could find it. And I might name a record.
Okay, Brand Nubian, Slow Down.
Yes, I know that's it. I know that's it. I'm glad you named that. It made it look. It made it. It made.
It made it easier.
It made it much easier. Yes. Here's the. That's the 12-inch. Hold
on. Oh, we got multiples. Okay.
Yeah. That's the 12-inch.
I see.
And that's the album.
Nice.
So yeah. And stuff like that is probably here.
He is DJP.
I remember coming over to your house many moons ago when you had just records everywhere in your garage. That was the beginning of me, because I grew up with Jack, so
okay.
I saw his struggle, and then it's like, and I came to your garage, it was like, oh, this is the promised land. So, all right, now one part of the timeline which we both share a part of. Tell me about how you got into the whole mixtape thing.
E.T. Flavor for You.
E.T.
Oh man, E.T. Flavor for You.
Gotta give it up for E.T.
Gotta give it up. I thought I had this joint here. It's somewhere. Hold on. You know what? I got something. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. All right, I'm back.
All right.
All right. Yeah, so E.T. used to be out at 7-Eleven parking lot on Norfolk State.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to, I had just moved down here and I was like just trying to, I was buying mixtapes from him, so I was just trying to get in. He said, give me a tape. Gave him a tape. And then I just started making tapes. This is the second one.
Yeah.
This is the second one that I did.
Okay.
And then you see how generic the cover is.
Right.
So then you came in, I don't know how we got together. You came in and it's like, yo, I do joints. So he told me, yo, you got to make this Best of Wu-Tang tape. I'm telling you, it's gonna pop. And I was going through something and I was taking my time because I was dealing with life. He was like, yo, just make this tape. I promise you, make this tape. And I made it and the tape blew up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dropping copies off at Harlem Music Hut, Beach Street, just Armand's in Philly. So boom, boom. So that started to get my name out. So then I made a second one. Then I made a third one. Made a third one, and we wanted to take, I think P-Type was started to do some of my labels, but just trying to get them right and get them in time, being a VA, they was taking their time. Mm-hmm. So we ran into each other, and then boom.
Yeah. That was the first mixtape I ever did.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, you did a good job. You started doing all our mixtape covers, yo.
Because she was like, can you do a mixtape? I was like, yeah, sure.
I guess.
I turned it around in like a day or so.
Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so people that's not from here have to understand, one, what the 7-Eleven parking lot was, and two, what ET was to the mixtape community up and down the East Coast, not just in Virginia.
7-Eleven parking lot was on the campus pretty much of Norfolk State University. Norfolk State University in the 90s.
Yes,
okay?
Behold the green and gold.
In the 90s. So this is basically this is the hangout spot where everybody was at. You know what I'm saying? Caps was out there hustling, whatever. ET supplied everybody. People have opened up mixtape stores and shops from getting tapes from ET.
Exactly.
And ET tapes was legit. Flavor for You tapes was legit because he would buy the masters from the actual DJs. You would hear ET's name
Right.
on the shout outs because he bought the master. So when you buy a DJ's master, you got the opportunity to duplicate it as many times as you want. But and it's before internet. You know, we're strictly analog. So you could have the best possible quality because you got the master copy from the DJ.
None of that ashy hiss.
Exactly. So you had people buying stuff from him, bootlegging that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you know, I got to shout out Clifford McDougal. Everybody Cliff.
The original hustle man.
Yeah. Got to shout out them too. So ET supplied VA, at least the 757 area with that heat. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? All the time. Shout outs to ET. I saw him yesterday. That's my man.
Yeah, I need to holler. I need to catch up with him.
Yeah. He came to the shop yesterday.
I've had people come here from all over, like my cousins and out west. And when they get here, damn the beach, they want to go to Flavor for You.
That's dope.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Then, like you said, we didn't have streaming. You didn't have internet. If you wanted that hot Clue tape or Juice,
Envy, whatever, Tony Touch.
Oh yeah, he made me fall in love with Tony Touch.
Yeah.
55 MC tapes.
Yeah. Power Cypher. Yup, all that shit, man. We had all that. Man. We was going, it was dope, man. And what's crazy is my store now reminds everybody of Flavor for You in a way. I don't sell mixtapes, but I got vinyl. It just gives you that vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I was in there. I worked in there for 2 years. So yeah.
Yeah, like we had DJ's Records. That's if you wanted your, legit copies.
Right.
If you wanted what the streets was playing, you had to go to Flavor for You.
Right.
So going from Flavor for You, was the next stop 103?
Yeah, that wasn't a stop. That wasn't a planned stop though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever wanted to do radio, and I don't know why, because I remember saying I don't want to be.
Well, I remember talking to you. You said you didn't like your voice on tape.
Yeah, I definitely didn't like my voice on tape. That's why when I started listening to more Tony Touch, he would say something at the begining, and that was it. I was like, I can at least do that.
Right.
Do my shout outs at the beginning or do my shout outs at the end. I didn't want to talk. I just wanted to DJ. So how I ended up on the radio in Virginia at 103 Jamz was, and Bruiser taught me this, whether it's 3 people, 30 people, 300, 3,000, 30,000, always rock. Always do your thing. You never know who's there. Mm-hmm. You never know who's going to be there. So it was a club in Newport News called the Mirage, right? Mm-hmm. And it was a light night. It was a Thursday. It's like 30 people there, but 3 of the people were from 103. Mm-hmm. It was like, we heard about you. Would you like to be on the radio? I don't know. Say, well, meet us at the radio station at 12 o'clock tomorrow on Friday. Mm-hmm. So I go down there. They show me around. It was like, here, do a 30-minute mix, right? And it was like, you hired. And that mix was on that night.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really, I was lucky. I was at the right place at the right time. But again, with that, you never know who's listening. Always be on top of your game.
Right. Always on your craft.
And that landed me the job. And you know what's crazy? I thought about it earlier this week. I don't think nobody has. Shout outs to the Buddha Brothers, legends.
Yes.
But as far as tenure, like I've been there longer than anybody's ever been on 103 Jamz because I left and came back. I've been back since 2002.
Right.
It's 2021.
Yeah.
I've been on the radio there for 19 years. It don't even seem like it.
You about ready to retire, bro?
I'm for what? I'm always on vacation. So see, this is a dream. It's you know what? You know, when you're able to do something you love to do, it's not work.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm blessed to be able to feed my family off of something to do. So I'm still trying to do that. Yeah. I mean, I still don't like my voice on the radio. I just talk though, so I guess it's a little easy to get over because I just talk. You know what I'm saying? But I love music. Now I don't like the way the direction of the music went, but it had to progress. But that's what made me start Fresh Radio. So I stopped fucking complaining about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna get to Fresh Radio in a minute. So how was your hiatus in Baltimore? Because it's really funny. The same time you went up to Baltimore, I started working in DC.
Wow, I know that.
Yeah, and I remember when the All-Star basketball game was there, the NBA game. Yep, and we kind of crossed paths there for a second. But yeah, I was up there at the same time you were. And it was like when I came back, you were back. I was like, you're following me, yo. He was on covers. So.
I was following you, yo. I was following you. Yo, Baltimore was dope.
Do you think
I was an hour and 15 minutes from Philly?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think because of, so you know, Baltimore and the house music and then DC and the go-go music, did that enhance your repertoire of music? So I used the vocabulary day, so I had to use repertoire.
Yeah, no doubt.
Don't ask me to spell it though.
Clearly, because and not just Baltimore club music, because they play house music in Baltimore heavy too. Mm-hmm. There's a crazy house scene. Mm-hmm. There's a crazy music scene in Baltimore, and the DJ community. Shouts to all the DJs. Shouts DJ Techniques who embraced me, just teaching me the city and helped me learn this club music. Like, look, if you're gonna make it here, you would need to learn this. He took me to his crib, took records off his wall. You need this. You're gonna need this. You're gonna need this. And Tech, thank you. I love you, brother. Thanks for doing that. But what I've learned as far as just radio, you know, Virginia is a small market for radio. Mm-hmm. Baltimore at the time was in the top 20 of markets. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like 19. It was either 19 and 20 when I was there. So the money is better. Mm-hmm. You learn more things about radio and how to make it work. So then when I moved back, I applied those things. That's probably why, you know, I'm still lucky and blessed to be still in the air, because I learned a lot of those things and I still apply that work ethic and those things I learned about radio to help me not only be consistent, but still be around. Mm-hmm. So it was a wonderful experience. I almost didn't come back. I turned down 3 other jobs. I almost didn't come back.
So what brought you back?
Family.
Okay.
Family, kids, you know, my son, and my family grew. So I came back. Connecticut, Boston, maybe I didn't think I was going to Boston, and I had another offer in Seattle. Okay. But I came back to VA. And still here. And I guess I'm here forever.
Yeah, you planted your roots.
I'm here.
So let's talk about Fresh Radio. What was it like? So you're a pioneer. You started your own internet radio station before most cats even thought about it or even could comprehend what you were doing. Mm-hmm. They were just it's a radio show. No, it's more than a radio show. It's a radio station.
It's a station, and I operated as terrestrial radio, which is FM radio. I operated as and it's on its 10th. I'm on its 11th year. I launched it 10-10-10.
Oh, congratulations!
He is
thank you. Shout outs to Boz. DJ Boz had an internet station.
Oh, really?
Okay. And what he did was he wanted to have different stations under the belt. Okay. Of his company. So he came to me, was like, what about an old school station? You can program it, boom, boom, boom. So I came up with Fresh Radio, and then he stopped, but I didn't stop. So so I kept it moving, and now it's Fresh Radio, it's its own thing. And basically what I said earlier, like, music changed. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to be the old guy on the radio complaining about the music. If I didn't have Fresh Radio, I probably wouldn't be on the radio now, because it gives me that balance to deal with stuff I don't really like. You know what I mean? and also I could help preserve like this is what's on now. It's Big Daddy Kane, Come On Down with Q-Tip and Busta Rhymes. Now at the time of this, I'm on 103 right now at the same time. We're not playing nothing with Big Daddy Kane, Q-Tip, and Busta Rhymes on. No. So it gives me that balance. You know what I mean? And that's what made me create Fresh Radio.
Awesome. Was it hard getting it off the ground, like finding people to help you with the app and the programming? And
well, the program for me, the main hurdle, because I learned the technology, the main hurdle was just really marketing and branding. And that's how we ended up doing the merch. Was the best way of advertising is to have somebody else advertise for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So my wife and I, we just started doing merch, and that was the marketing plan. And we still do heavy merch online, but it allowed us to be able to get the brick and mortar, which became Freshtopia, and that's my storefront. And now the merch is in it, and then the Fresh radio station is in here, so it's all combined into one.
Getting ready, I was getting ready to get into Freshtopia. So
segue.
Freshtopia is more than just a spot. It's like a movement. With you got the record store, which I can't even count 2 other record stores. You know.
Well, we're one of, it was 23. I think it's almost up to 30. We're one of 30 Black-owned record stores in the country. Wow. One of 30.
It hurt my heart to see DJs go from that big corner building to like a little side shop in the mini mall.
But that's technology. You know what I'm saying? Like think about, look at the quality of the picture that you're using. You would have to go to the TV station to get this quality. Techniques. Technology has evolved when music, the record labels, like think of this. I showed you 2 copies of Brand Nubian Slow Down, right?
Right.
It probably cost the label about, now I bought those, but when labels are sending DJs music, you know, for that work at the radio, free promo copies, right? It probably costs, I don't know, I'm just random number, $2.50 each record. And they will send you 2. That's 5, right? They will send it to about 5 to 10 DJs on the radio in a particular market. All right. So that's 5 times, let's say 10, right? That's already 5 times 10, that's already $50, right?
Right.
It's 280 markets. So multiply that by the amount of DJs in those other markets that they got to send it to for one record. Shipping for one record. Right. All right. So with the shipping, $5 for the 2 pieces of vinyl. If it's overnight, boom, $15, right? That's one record. But then they drop another single, then there's another record, and then it's the album, and then it's a remix, and then that's one of the reasons why the record labels ain't got no money. And think about now, all they got to do is email it.
Right.
That's what closed DJs. Well, that's what closed a lot of record stores and made them downsize, because nobody was buying physical copies no more, because you could just stream it. You could just download it. You could just, you know what I mean? So it saved the record labels money. It saved people time of going to the record store. So now the record stores can't pay rent because nobody's coming in to buy anything. So a lot of the record stores closed down. But you know, vinyl has outsold anything as far as physical copies of music in the past. Like it's been selling more than anything. So vinyls, you know, is making a great comeback, and people want stuff on vinyl again. So we're able to provide, at least in this area, some of those titles that the other record stores won't. You know, you can come here and get Dilla. You can come here and get Brand Nubian. You can come here and get Shaka Khan, but not, you know, I'm just using those titles as an example. In other spots, they might not have those titles. So it's an honor to be able to serve the community with that music. Music is a getaway. Music is therapeutic, man.
Yeah.
So I'm still in it, you know.
All right, and we got to talk about Fresh Ride.
Fresh Friday?
You know, your bicycle club.
No, it's not a club. It's so my wife and I, we ride bikes a lot. So
shout out to the biggie bike.
Yeah, I got the big bike. So basically, we was just, we wanted the people to just unplug for about an hour and a half, jump on a bike, and just ride with us. It started May of 2019, which is May is Bike Month, National Bike Month. So we put together this bike ride. It was like, yo, we just want to casually cruise around the city of Norfolk through the bike lanes and the Elizabeth River Trail, and we just kept doing it. After the 5 Saturdays in May was gone, we was like, damn, Bike Month is over. What should we do? And I was like, let's just keep riding. So we roll. Long as the weather is permitting, we ride every Saturday from Freshtopia. It's like 8 miles, casual cruise. And we just gather. I put on the Bluetooth speaker. I play Fresh Radio. We just ride. You know what I mean? Just get people off the couch and unplug and reset. You know what I mean?
Do you feel the historicness of you being on 35th Street? So for all those don't know, in Norfolk, 35th Street is what I like to call baby Black Wall Street.
That's what everybody be called. I didn't know. Yeah. But just constantly doing the research, I know now. But because I'm in it and I'm doing it, I don't look at it that way. But people was like, they come in and was like, wow, you're helping bring 35th Street. Because I heard this was, 35th Street was in Church Street was like Norfolk's 125th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Boulevard in Philly. Yeah. So that's dope to be here. You know what I mean? And good.
Good. The restaurant, the fish restaurant used to be
Kroger Spot.
Yeah, the Kroger Spot used to be the cultural center. And any black book that you wanted to buy was there. I mean, anything from Oprah Winfrey to Donald Goines to anything was in that spot. That's where you got your magazines from, you got your Ensigns, you got your Final Calls, you got I think I bought my first copy of the autobiography of Malcolm X from there.
Alex Haley.
Yeah. So just to be in that spot where you're at, man, holds so much history. And it was the first time I pulled up, I was so proud, bro.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. That's dope. Thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell everybody where they can find you, where they can log on, listen to the radio station.
All right, so you can find me socially at Beezus the DJ because DJ B, somebody hacked somebody. All my DJ B stuff is going off the internet. Long story short.
They got the domain?
Yeah. So, and holding it hostage.
Yeah, don't worry.
So,
happy to meet you.
So you can find me on everything socially at Beezus the DJ, BEESUS the DJ. You can find Fresh Radio. You can download the app in the App Store, Google Play. If you got Alexa, enable your skill for Fresh Radio. And remember when we was watching videos on MTV and all the little commercials come on, it's like, I want my MTV. So if you say, Alexa, I want my Fresh Radio, come on. And you can also listen and watch the live streams on itsfreshradio.com.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my conversation with...
He is DJ B. Oh my God.
I got that for you, man.
That's dope. Thanks for the opportunity, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And hopefully we show somebody something, educated a few people. I like to do it again, man, because there's a lot we can get into, especially with pop history, man.
Yeah, let me know, man. I'm always available. I'm always here at the store. So
side note, I remember me and my wife hanging with you at the radio station, making up questions for Hip Hop Jeopardy.
And look, get this book because I took a lot of questions from this book.
The Book of Rap List. Okay.
It ends at 2002, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it ends around 2002. But like, you could just open this book and I was getting so many questions for this because if I just go to any random page and it'll be like, all right, names inspired by characters from comic strips, comic books, and cartoons, and it's 30. So I could have used, there's only 5 Hip Hop Jeopardy questions, so I could have used Djing. So it's got everybody from Johnny Blaze to Magoo.
What about Charlie Brown?
Yep. Richie Rich, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Sugar Bear, Tony Starks.
Yeah.
So Clark Kent, Big Punisher. So that's how it was, and outside of the hip hop knowledge. And that was my other way. That was another way when I was on regular radio to help preserve the culture is
Exactly.
basically, do trivia about hip hop. Yeah, you might not know it, but if you hear somebody say it twice, you know what I mean? It might resonate.
It might stick, right?
Yeah. So.
Okay. All right, bro. I appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
It meant a lot to me that you would take the time out and have this discussion with me today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 757 Renaissance Man, and
he is DJB.
signing out. Later, y'all.